Whatever you are, be a good one. Do I not destroy my enemies when I make them my friends? America will never be destroyed from the outside. If we falter and lose our freedoms, it will be because we destroyed ourselves. My best friend is a person who will give me a book I have not read. My concern is not whether God is on our side. My greatest concern is to be on God's side, for God is always right. I am a slow walker, but I never walk back. Those who deny freedom to others deserve it not for themselves. Whenever I hear anyone arguing for slavery, I feel a strong impulse to see it tried on him personally. I can see how it might be possible for a man to look down upon the earth and be an atheist, but I cannot conceive how a man could look up into the heavens and say there is no God. You can fool all the people some of the time, and some of the people all the time, but you cannot fool all the people all the time. In the end, it's not the years in your life that count, it's the life in your years. The best way to predict your future is to create it. I am not bound to win, but I am bound to be true. I am not bound to succeed, but I am bound to live by the light that I have. The better part of one's life consists of his friendships. I do not think much of a man who is not wiser today than he was yesterday. I will prepare and someday my chance will come. Leave nothing for tomorrow which can be done today. No man has a good enough memory to be a successful liar. Character is like a tree and reputation like its shadow. The shadow is what we think of it, the tree is the real thing. I don't like that man. I must get to know him better. Nearly all men can stand adversity, but if you want to test a man's character, give him power. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree and I will spend the first for sharpening the axe. When you reach the end of your rope, tie a knot and hang on. Most folks are as happy as they make up their minds to be. You cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today. Be sure you put your feet in the right place, then stand firm. He has a right to criticize, who has a heart to help. Always bear in mind that your own resolution to succeed is more important than any other one thing. We can complain because rose bushes have thorns, or rejoice because thorn bushes have roses. I am in favor of animal rights as well as human rights. That is the way of a whole human being. You cannot build character and courage by taking away a man's initiative and independence. I do the very best I know how, the very best I can. And I mean to keep on doing so until the end. The probability that we may fail in the struggle ought not to deter us from the support of a cause we believe to be just. If there is anything that a man can do well, I say let him do it. Give him a chance. I like to see a man proud of the place in which he lives. I like to see a man live so that his place will be proud of him. Don't worry when you are not recognized, but strive to be worthy of recognition. Stand with anybody that stands right, stand with him while he is right and part with him when he goes wrong. In this sad world of ours, sorrow comes to all, and it often comes with bitter agony. Perfect relief is not possible, except with the passage of time. You have to do your own growing no matter how tall your grandfather was. I have always found that mercy bears richer fruits than strict justice. It often requires more courage to dare to do right than to fear to do wrong. Let us have faith that right makes might, and in that faith, let us, to the end, dare to do our duty as we understand it. Every man's happiness is his own responsibility. My great concern is not whether you have failed, but whether you are content with your failure. I laugh because I must not cry, that is all, that is all. We should be too big to take offense and too noble to give it. The best thing about the future is that it comes one day at a time. We can complain because rose bushes have thorns, or rejoice because thorns have roses. If I were two-faced, would I be wearing this one? I have always found that mercy bears richer fruits than strict justice. Tact, the ability to describe others as they see themselves. I would rather be a little nobody than to be an evil somebody. I am a firm believer in the people. If given the truth, they can be depended upon to meet any national crisis. The great point is to bring them the real facts. You cannot help people permanently by doing for them what they could and should do for themselves. You can tell the greatness of a man by what makes him angry. Adhere to your purpose and you will soon feel as well as you ever did. A farce or comedy is best played, a tragedy is best read at home. Public sentiment is everything. With public sentiment, nothing can fail. Without it, nothing can succeed. I don't know who my grandfather was. I am much more concerned to know what his grandson will be. Human action can be modified to some extent, but human nature cannot be changed. The philosophy of the schoolroom in one generation will be the philosophy of government in the next. I have a congenital aversion to failure. The greatest fine art of the future will be the making of a comfortable living from a small piece of land. All I have learned, I learned from books. We live in the midst of alarms, anxiety clouds the future. We expect some new disaster with each newspaper we read. I destroy my enemies when I make them my friends. When I do good, I feel good. When I do bad, I feel bad. That's my religion. All that I am, or hope to be, I owe to my angel mother. I have a congenital aversion to failure. Things may come to those who wait, but only the things left by those who hustle.